When I was 11 years old, we moved to a small town in Wisconsin. I'd always been on my own at school. Being half black in an all-white, mostly redneck school only strengthened my seclusion. My teacher, Levon Makis, must have seen how isolated I was. One day she asked me to stay after school. When I went to class to see what I had done wrong, the blinds on the door were down and the door was open a crack. When I entered, Miss Makis was sitting in one of the students' desks. I closed the door and sat on the heaters that lined the wall under the windows. She was facing me and said calmly, "I want to show you something. Do you know we only use 10% of our minds and that 90% basically sits in our heads our whole life until we find a way to use it?" She then asked me to take my fingers and press them against my chest to feel my heart beating and my lungs breathing. And she asked me, do I have to think about making that happen, or does it happen on its own? Of course it happens on its own. Then she said that the energy behind that action is what makes us alive, and that the two easiest places to generate and focus this energy is in your hands and the spot between your eye, your third eye. With that, she went to her desk and picked up a box. It had a paperclip hanging from a string from the top of the box. She sat in the desk facing the box with both hands on her knees and sitting very straight backed and stared at the paperclip. Within seconds, it started to move, slowly at first in a counterclockwise motion. I said to her, "It's a trick. How are you doing that?" She didn't respond at all. In a few moments, the paperclip and the string were at a 45-degree angle, and it wasn't dangling or swinging on its own momentum. While I watched the paperclip, it never slowed down. When I couldn't think of a reason of why it was happening, I started to get scared. Then she stopped. She turned to me and asked, "Do you want to learn how to do this?" I said that I did. Eventually, I did learn this. From learning this skill, I've also learned a great deal about what we are. I realize we are all one, and we all have the ability to do amazing things.